Hello and welcome back students in this today's part 2 video of basic concepts in geometry. In today's lecture we will try to understand concepts like plane, collinear points, concurrent lines and parallel lines. So without wasting any time, let's begin with it. The first concept that we have to get familiar today is nothing but plane. Children, mathematically any flat surface, that means tabletop, the surface of the notebook that you are holding, surface of the mobile you are holding, they all are flat, and mathematically these all flat surfaces are called as plane. These planes usually shown by quadrilaterals, that means parallelogram, rectangle and many more. Usually we name this plane by writing capital letter at the right top corner. Okay, just have a look at it. Presently I have given rectangle, and to this rectangle, if you observe, a letter G is shown at the right top corner. So whenever we name this plane, we name it as plane G. Understood? Now there is one more property about this plane, which is usually shown by writing arrowheads at the boundary of the quadrilateral. These arrowhead indicates that this plane can be extended from any direction, whether you go to left side or right side, the plane can be extended by you. So this is one more property of the plane that you have to remember. The property says arrow signs at the edges of the plane indicate that it can extend to any direction. Got it? Now suppose instead of a letter G, letter H is given in the right top corner, then children try to write the answer of this name of this plane in the comment section below, waiting for your answer. So let's move on to the next concept of basic geometry, that is collinear points. Children, before understanding this concept, let's try to figure it out by its name. The name consists two main things, co and then linear. For your kind information, linear means on a straight path. Keep it in mind, linear means on a straight path, and co means they have something in common, or they have been joined, or they have something mutual. So let's see, consider these 4 points. Okay, then what they should be present on a straight path, correct? So what is that straight path? That straight path is nothing but a straight line drawn through them, correct? So presently whatever the geometric figure you are looking at the screen is nothing but collinear points. Point G, D, M, O are present on the same straight path, and hence they are called as collinear points. But what if letter G is not there along with them? Then still are they collinear points? No. Presently the figure you are looking at is nothing but collinear points. Sorry, non-collinear points. Yes. Now, but in the same figure, can you see point D, M, O? Yes, they are on a straight path, that is on the same line. Of course, that's why point D, M, O are called as collinear points. So let's try to figure out its definition now. When 3 or more points are present on the same line, then those points are called as collinear points. So which are those 3 points, Raja, over here? D, M, O. Now let's give a try to some activity in this one. So this is the figure you are presently looking at on the screen, right? There are certain points given to you, correct? Now from these points you have to figure it out whether TDJK, RJK, KDJ, among these which are the collinear and which are not. If you think that the points are collinear, now if you observe TDJK, where is TDJK now presently? T, T, J, K. For these 4 points, they do not have a straight common path, correct? So are they collinear? No. Are they non-collinear? Yes. Now, in the similar manner, if you observe RJK, you will come to know R J, K. Again, a straight common path is missing. So first also non-collinear, second also non-collinear. Correct? Now see the point TDK. Can you observe a straight line between TDK? Yes, and that TDK, that is why it is collinear point. I hope so you are understanding this. Now last group which is given to us is KDJ. Where is KDJ? Are you able to see it? KDJ. Again the straight path is missing, and hence KDJ is again non-collinear. I hope you are understanding this, guys. You have to write this table in your notebook, keep it in mind, and be ready for the correction of it when the school reopens. Now pause the video, copy the table, copy the diagram in the notebook, and then move on. The next concept is about concurrent lines. Children, now we have learned that when three or more points are present on a same line, then it is collinear point. Correct? The concept was about points. Now presently the concept is about concurrent lines. So your definition must be framed according to lines. Keep it in mind. Over here presently we are learning about lines. There three or more points were present on the same line. Correct? Line was same and three and more points were there. But for this definition there will be certain only little changes. Change will be seen. Okay. Now presently look at the diagram. What you are observing? What you are observing, my dear? Line A, line T, line M. These all three lines are passing through point H, and this gives these three lines a special feature. Okay, what is the special feature? Is that special feature is nothing but the concurrent lines. Presently you are looking at the concurrent lines, media. So from this diagram we have to understand and comprehend the definition of concurrent lines. What you will write in the definition, or how will you describe the concurrent lines? Correct? So presently line A, T and line M are concurrent because they move from, or they pass from same point, that is H. And from this description only we will make the definition of it. Let's try to figure it out. When three or more lines, correct? Three lines were there minimum, yes. They pass through single point. Which is that single point presently here? H. Correct? So when three or more lines pass through a single point, then those lines are called as concurrent lines. Correct? And that point is also very special, and that point through which those lines pass is called as point of concurrence. So presently in the diagram these lines are concurrent lines, but this point H is called as point of concurrence. Okay, I hope you are understanding this. Now as we are familiar with the concept, let's give a try to some activity. Presently you are looking at the diagram which is already there in the textbook in the exercise. Now in this diagram we have to figure it out which are the concurrent lines. Correct? So for that part let's do it in a tablet form. We have to make group of concurrent lines and then concurrent point also. So are you able to observe 3 to 4 lines passing through single point? Are you? Of course, these are the point lines which are passing through same point A. Correct? So line A, line B, line C and line AD. Children, one more thing I need to explain you. Can you observe this line AD? This line AD can be named in 2 to 3 different manner. I can say this same line as a CD also, same line as AD also, and same line as AC also. So one of the name you have to write. Correct? These all three names will be are there for same line. Move on. So line A, line B, line C and line AD are nothing but concurrent lines, and they all pass through point A. That's why point of concurrence for them it will be letter A. Okay. Now can you observe one more group of same concurrent lines? Can you observe? Yes, yes, of course. In the diagram, line P, line Q and line AD again, they pass through point D, and hence all these three can be termed as line concurrent lines, and point D for them will be the point of concurrence. Correct? I hope you are understanding. And now this brings us to the next concept of basic geometry. Can you observe the diagrams presently on the screen? Correct? The first diagram that you are looking at is nothing but the iron compound, which has particularly iron bars standing vertically, and second diagram is about railway tracks. Correct? So can you figure out a special feature about these figures mathematically? Okay, if we observe, there I can see certain lines, some are vertical, some are horizontal, and in both the diagrams these lines are not intersecting. Correct? Are they intersecting? No. So these diagrams give us insight of a special term in mathematics. That term is parallel lines. Okay, so what we have observed in the diagram, that same thing goes for its definition. Two lines in the same plane which never intersect each other are called as parallel lines. So we already have seen two examples in which lines were not intersecting. Let's see some few more examples, real life examples actually. Horizontal lines on a notebook page, right? Then electric wires that we see on the electric pole. Pair of railway track you have already seen. And can you figure out, or can you give me two more examples of these parallel lines, real life examples? And don't forget to write these examples in the comment section below. Okay, for your kind information, there are many examples like the mobile you are holding, right? The opposite edges, opposite sides of the mobile presently in your hand are nothing but the parallel lines. Okay, now don't forget to write few more examples of parallel lines in the comment section below. Okay, now let's move on to the next concept. No. We will try give some activity first. Okay, so parallel lines, the same diagram that we did for the concurrent line. Can you figure out some lines which are not intersecting with each other? Can you better? Can you? Yes. See the diagrams. Line B, line M, and line Q. Even after extending them, if you increase the length of these lines, they will never intersect each other, and this give them special feature, and that is nothing but to be parallel lines. Correct? So line B, line M, and line Q, as they are not intersecting each other, even if we increase them, that's why they become parallel. Now can you see one more pair of parallel lines in the diagram? Yes, all smarty, all scondy. Can you? Of course, line A and line P that you are looking at the diagram presently, same goes for them, because even after increasing these lines, they will never intersect each other, and hence these lines are parallel line again. Now can you see line C and M, Raja? Presently in the diagram they are not intersecting, right? Line C and M. Can you? But when we increase this line C further and line M further, there will be certain point where this C and M will intersect each other. Correct? So we have to consider this part also, and that is why each time I informed you, even after increasing them, right? Don't forget that part. So presently, even after increasing line B, M, and Q, they will not intersect. Same goes for line A and P, and this gives them a special feature to be a parallel line. Okay, now activity time, guys. Now you have to figure out among these three figure A, figure B, figure C, which lines are nothing but parallel lines, and the answer should be written in the comment section below. You just have to mention a figure letter, that is diagram A or diagram B or diagram C, and the answer will be conveyed to me. Waiting for your answer, guys. Stay tuned. And now we will give a final try for this activity. This question again, it is there in the textbook. For this question we have to write, consider it as a revision: collinear points, rays, line segments, and lines. Correct? Now can you see collinear points on the diagram? As per our concept goes, the points which are on the same line, are called as collinear points, correct? So point M, point O and point T become collinear points because they are present on the same line. And similarly, if you observe the diagram, point R, point O and point N, correct? Are you looking at the diagram presently? Yes. Point R, point O and point N, they are present on the same line and hence they become collinear points. Now I need to write the names of rays. If you remember the concept of rays, the rays always begin with the point and they move forward towards a certain direction, but they move with the same direction, correct? So if you observe OP, if you observe ON, if you observe OT, same goes for OS, OR and OM. They all are starting with the point, right? And they are heading towards something with the same direction. And so they all are nothing but rays. Ray ON, OP, OT, OS are few examples from the diagram. Now you have to understand this part very carefully. Look, how many lines you can see in the diagram? How many? See, if I say line empty, that means you have to consider a part of a line which is beyond the point M and T, correct? If I say a line empty, then you have to consider the part of the line which is beyond point M or beyond point T, right? But if I say same thing as a segment empty, then also it is true, but you are not supposed to consider the part which is after the point, correct? That means if I say segment empty, then you will not consider the part which is after M and here after T. So both the names can be given to the same figure, correct? I can say same line empty as a segment empty also, but what we have to consider and what we have to remove, that must be figured out by you all, correct? Don't forget this part. So there should be no confusion. If I say segment empty, then also you should understand what sir wants to tell you. And if I want to say, if I say line empty, even then you must figure out what sir is trying to tell you. Okay, let's give a try. Presently, if I say segment empty, then you will take only the part which is in between point M and T, correct? And if I say line empty, then you have to go beyond that also, and that makes that figure as a line. And previously what I said, that makes the figure as a segment empty, correct beta? I hope you are understanding this. And because after this, the lines which are seen in the diagram are line empty and line Rn, because line must be shown with the arrowhead at each step, correct? The ending part of the line, which is not there actually, should be shown by the arrowhead, which indicate that the line can be extended, correct? Now from the figure, whichever the 2 points you are looking at, they all become segment. What I said, from the figure, whichever the points, 2 points you are looking at, they all make segment. So ray ON can be written as segment ON, ray OT can be written as segment OT, same goes for seg OP, seg OS, and same goes for line empty also. Though it is line empty or though it is line RN, I can write it as a segment RN. So the list of line segments are many in this diagram. That list you have to make in the notebook. Okay, and if possible, try to mention 3 to 4 segments in the comment section below. I hope all the concepts of this lesson are clear to you. If you have any doubt, Raja, I'll be waiting for your reply in the comment section below. Till then, bye bye.